Hi everyone, it is Leanne with Diamonds and Doxies, in case you're wondering what you just clicked onto. I'm glad you're here, and I hope you will stick around. I'm going to do a whip and chat today, and if you're new here, hi, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I hope you'll consider subscribing. Doesn't cost anything, it's free, and yeah, it just means, you know, if you click the on the notification bell, if you click all, then you'll be notified anytime I go have any video put up, be it live, a short, anything at all. So, ouch, son of a biscuit eater. Trying to get started on this. I'm working on still the same thing I've been working on. In fact, this is the first time in a few days, well, I guess since my last whip and chat, that I've been working on this, and this is Rabbit and Daisy. It's from Zoe Lee. It's licensed from her. It's rendered by Art Dot. It's hand-rendered licensed kit, set of 12 from Amazon. It's on sale now for $38.99 or $38.90, so you say $39. I will link it down below, assuming that it's still in stock. So yeah, I paid a lot more than that because at the time when I ordered it, it had not reached Amazon yet. It was just only available on Art Dot's website, and I paid like $45. Still a heck of a deal. I mean, still a great deal. But for $39, it's even a better deal because you don't have to pay shipping. And I don't know where else you can get hand-rendered, licensed diamond painting kits for that little money. And what else I like is, because I looked at some other sets, you know, I was like, well, maybe I'll compare them, but they came all rolled up, and most of the time those don't flatten very well. I mean, it takes effort to get them flat, and these come flat, so it's nothing to worry about. So I like that. Now, I don't know why, but some of those look smaller. They don't have sticker sheets that come with them, but like I said, for the price point, no complaints for me. The only problem, and I don't know if it's a problem per se, and it definitely wouldn't stop me from buying more. They have intimated that they will be coming out with some more. So, for whatever reason, my glue dot, I still have a glue dot in here, but I've gone and switched to the wax that came with the kit. Oops, there's a drill stuck to it. And you know, it works about the same as the putty, and the putty wasn't working very well. So when I say it wasn't working very well, it was just having to replace it a lot. So I decided to try the basic wax that comes with the kit. And it's, you know, I don't mind changing it out all the time. Because, well, it's free. So I know it's not the putty because and it's Art Dot putty that I've been using, but it's just, I don't know, there's nothing obvious. The drills are shiny. They are acrylic. Again, I don't think that has anything to do with it. I've never heard of that having anything to do with how long your putty lasts, or even your glue dot. And there's no obvious dirt or anything, you know. You think you would see it in the tray, and you don't. So I really am at a loss for words on why I have a problem. But others have also chimed in and said they have the same problem as well. So it's not just me. It's not just me. And again, not a drill breaker. I love the kits. Yeah, I am happy with all the things. So, and whenever I do take this glue dot out, I will be using the wax. So, yeah. I am using, this is Butterfly Effect Wares. It was released just a few weeks ago. I think I don't remember the name. That's just the truth. I think it's like spring or something like that. But it's a mini, but it's not a micro mini. So love them. I tend to get the smaller pins because by the time I put these metal placers on here, and these are both from Diamond Art Club, and they're the thin, this is a thin multi-placer, and this is the single placer, but it adds quite a bit of length to the pin. So, I mean, and I'm a flipper. You'll notice me doing this all the time, flipping around and around. And if the pin's too big, it's very hard to flip, and then it makes my hand hurt. I do have arthritis in my thumbs. I've had surgery on them, so yeah. Pups are up here, so if you hear some thumping about, they are roughhousing, which means probably in a minute someone, probably Snoopy, is going to let out a bark, because he usually does that. But I have had, today's Friday evening to be exact, and I have had an amazing day. I went and saw my dad, and we had so much fun. So much fun. We looked through old pictures, and some of them he didn't even know who the people were. Some of them weren't as old as some, but the crazy thing, y'all, is there was one little girl. I immediately went, "Who's this?" and he was like, "I don't know who that is," you know. And I was like, "Okay," because that is almost the spitting image of my daughter, and it was a baby, you know, probably, I don't know, 2. And I was like, "I will find you a picture of my daughter when she was like 2, and I'm telling you, they are the spitting image. Same haircut, except this little girl her hair was a little bit longer. Same haircut, same hair color, same big eyes, same nose. I mean, yeah." And when I got home, I couldn't wait to show Max, and I opened it up. I said, we were looking at pictures. I said, who do you think that is? He goes, "Well, it looks like Jennifer." And I was like, I know, exactly. So he didn't know who it was. So I'm like, okay. Well, I have found her doppelganger. Now I just need to figure out who she is. I haven't sent it to Jennifer yet. I will, though. So, yeah, I will. So she can go, "Oh my goodness." But yeah, we went, we went and ate lunch, and that was good. Then we came back. No, when we came back, we looked at pictures. That's right. So we went and ate lunch. Well, we visited for a minute. Then we went and ate lunch, and then came back, looked at pictures. And then he was like, "Well, we're going to go for a golf cart ride?" I said, "Absolutely." Now, his golf cart is old, and it's a gasoline powered, and it has seen its better days. I mean, it's old. And it's a club car, you know, so, you know, a good golf cart, but old. And it's gasoline powered. So we were, you know, bopping along in this golf cart. He took me to the bayou there, and we did that. And then I don't know, he always says this. He goes, "Let's go out on the golf course." He goes, "I'm sure there won't be any golfers today." There always is, but he always says there wouldn't be. And so anyway, as we had just turned onto the golf course, I was like, "Is that a turtle?" And so he stopped. And when he stopped, the damn thing backfired. And I mean, to tell you what, I about jumped out of my skin. And then, of course, we laughed and laughed and laughed. It was hysterical. And I was like, "You trying to kill me?" You know? And he was like, "I'm so sorry. It's never done that before." And yada, yada. And so anyway, we laughed and laughed. And then we came back. and hung out for just a little bit. And then I had to go ahead and go. And so I came home. I texted him when I got home and said, well, I'm home. And he said, okay, well, on the Facebook neighborhood group, he said somebody swears that they heard a rifle go off on the back 9. And somebody else said, oh, yeah, they heard it too. They're certain that someone's out there hunting. And I told him, I said, I started laughing, of course, about peeing my pants. And I said, well, you need to chime in and go, well, I hope they catch that ne'er-do-well who's trying to do that. And he goes, heck, I'm thinking about going out there and doing it again. It's like, don't do that. You're going to get in trouble. But anyway, I thought that was funny. I guess every single neighborhood has someone saying, was that gunshots? Because we do, or we did. Here is not a neighborhood group page. Gus, you okay? You got the hacking mumps? So, anyway. So, anyways, that was that, and that was very funny. And he gave me a rocking chair, which I was very happy with. It's still in the back of my car because I can't lift it, and I didn't want to go, hey, Mac, we can do it this weekend, so get it out of there this weekend. But I think I'm going to take it and find someone who refinishes furniture and get it refinished. And then I think I would like to find if I could get some polyurethane on it so that I could put it on the patio. But I don't know. I'd hate for it to get ruined out there, but to be real honest with you, I don't know that I have room on the inside of the house. But one thing's for darn sure is I'm keeping it, because that is the only thing first thing anyways, that he's ever given me. And to say that I am beyond pleased would be an understatement. So I don't care what it looks like. It's mine, and I'm very happy to have it. He also wanted me to look through cookbooks, but we ran out of time. I was like, I want to get home before there's like a time period. If you leave, you can kind of get in front of the traffic, and the traffic wasn't bad. And so I guess I achieved my goal. So anyway, but I said next week, we will go through them. And he said he's got some that it was, his mother had handwritten out. And I was like, oh my gosh, I will treasure that for the rest of my life. And I will threaten to come back and haunt my children if they don't take good care of it. Because my goodness, I did not obviously know her. But all the pictures I've seen of her, she has got the sweetest, kindest smile. And everybody that did know her said she was the sweetest person you'd ever want to meet. So, yeah. I wish I could have known her, for sure. For sure, I do. For sure, I do. But I got to see pictures of when he was much younger, when he still had hair. But he said he started losing hair when he was about 40, 45. And so I don't know if it was because he wore hats all the time or what. But yeah. So anyway, but he sure was a good-looking young man, and always had pretty women. Oh, my shoulder. I told him, I said, man, you were quite this charmer, is all I know. And it was funny because in one of the pictures, he was wearing like one of those white polyester suits. Think John Travolta, right? And so I asked him, I said, so did you happen to have shoes that were white too? And he started laughing. He goes, yeah, I did, but I'm going to say that my wife bought them for me. And I said, well, here's the thing. I said, a few years ago, when Darla and I had just, my sister had just discovered each other, there was a meme and that I had found on Facebook. And it said, if your father wore these, and it showed those white patent leather shoes, you probably have siblings you didn't know anything about. And of course that cracked us up. And I was like, I'm guessing he did. So I told him about that. And he just started laughing. And he said, oh, I wish I could see that meme. I said, I'll find it. It's going to come back around. It always does. And I'll show it to you. He just thought that was funny stuff right there. I was like, well, Conway Twitty wore them. So, yeah. Yeah. He was something else, because he always got the pretty girls, I can tell you that. Ain't no doubt about that. His last wife, the one he was married to for 42 years, was an absolute knockout. I mean, just a knockout. But yeah, I got to see some pictures of, and then I showed him some pictures, because I was like, all right. So I opened up my app for Ancestry.com, and I was like, okay, so who are these people? And he was like, wait a minute. He said, where did you get that? I've never seen that picture before. And I said, well, it was on Ancestry. And I said, I got it from one of the cousins. I said, that we actually talked to on the phone when we were at the cemetery. And he was like, oh. It's like, well, I've never even seen that. He said, but I recognize my grandfather because I don't remember him looking anything other than just like that. It's like, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that was cool, where he could help me, tell me who people were. And one thing is I saw a little boy, and I was like, who's that little boy? I didn't even see that before. And he goes, huh. I said, could it be you? And he said, well, I guess it could be, but I don't know. So, yeah. But, yeah. His mother was a tiny little thing. She had osteoporosis real bad, so she shrunk really, she really shrunk a lot as she aged. But I asked him, I said, how tall do you think she was? Originally, do you feel like she was 5'4"? And he goes, yeah, probably. And he goes, but I don't think she was quite 4'11" when she died. Yeah. Oh, and another thing I figured out was we were sitting there eating lunch, and I could tell something was wrong. And I said, are you okay? And he said, he put up like give me 1 minute like that. And he started drinking and drinking and drinking. And I was like, oh my gosh, I bet you that's his esophagus. And so he says, because I've had my esophagus stretched, but I think it's time to do it again. I said, oh my gosh. Because I had that done. It's like I've had it done twice. And I was just telling Max the other day that I think it's just about time for me to go back in and get that done. Because my problem is, like, if I drink a milkshake or something like that, it gets stuck right there, and and I know it's like it's going to cause me to have a heart attack, because where my esophagus gets skinny is right over my aorta. And like the first times it happened, I thought I was having a heart attack. And but then I realized, no, I just can't, I'm not swallowing right. And of course they ran tests and everything. And sure enough, you know, they could see that I was not. So I got it stretched the first time and it didn't work. Yeah, I mean, it worked for, you know, it got better, but it was never great. And I guess they don't want to overstretch it, you know, maybe. So they go the bare minimum. So anyway, 6 months later, I was having to get it done again. And this time, it's been 10 years, 15 years, somewhere in there. So I think, yeah, I think it's probably getting close time to do it again. Because, yeah, that's my, you know, a lot of people get brain freeze. I get, you know, it's, oh, it's so funny. I heard Max saying no, but it sounded like our eldest son saying hello. I was like, oh my God, is Max Bo here? Yeah, he's not. It wouldn't even make sense for him to be here at this time in the evening. Now, I don't know if I'm going to finish. Oh, yeah, I think I will finish. I know I'm not going to get this section done in the time that we have. Because I would say, you know, that we'll catch up tomorrow, or I'll, you know, start recording tomorrow, or finish recording tomorrow. And I don't know that I'll do that. I will tell you this. Now, I couldn't tell you, well, I know there's that moth one, but there are a few of the Diamond Art Club new releases, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the most that I have really liked in a very long time. And some of them are like, I got to get them. I mean, yeah, I got to get them. So, yeah. One is that moth. And then I like that chicken one. There's some more. I can't quite remember them right now. But it's like, yep, that's going to have to happen. So, this may be the most I've ordered since my very first Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And I think then I ordered 10 each. So, yeah. And, yeah, I don't know. Part of me is like, I could wait. You know, if they sell out, I can get them on restocks. And then another part of me is like, well, do you think they'll keep all 50 around? And with none of them being limited edition? So, I definitely want that moth. That moth is, I don't know why, my name is written all over it. But there's some other ones that, and now I can't, the names of which escape me. I have a terrible memory, but when I see them, I'll know. I'll know as soon as I see them. Oops. Yep, I'm going to have to take out this glue dot because I've already flipped it around God knows how many times. Why is it not wanting to come out? First of all, I can't see very good. Come on, man. There we go. I've done it. Yeah, I'm feared that this is going to be a thing for me. Did they do this last year? I mean, I'm sure they did. I just don't remember it. I'm sure they did. But, yeah. How about y'all? Tomorrow is it tomorrow? Wait a minute. I need to look and see when it is. Oh my gosh, because I remember now it's a different time, and it seemed like that Now, here's the thing. If it's going to happen at night, I won't get on it until later because... And it seemed like the difference between Ruby and regular release was like 12 hours or something. Could that be right? I don't know if that sounds right. I need to look. What is today? Today's the 30th. Why do I feel like it starts on the 30th and ends on the 31st? Well, the new release starts on the 30th and the 31st. Why do I believe that? I'm going to have to look. Oh, Lord. But yeah, they really saved, to me, some of the best kits they've had in a very long time for this moment. So, yeah. And I will be using my points. I try to keep, you know, be careful with them and whatnot, but I will be using them because, you know, I'll be getting some new ones. So, yep. I feel like I'm not placing these very straight. So if you're one of my members, then you saw my members only video talking to you about how PT went. But I don't want to leave everybody in the dark who has been following my little wounded shoulder nonsense. So I did go to my evaluation, my initial evaluation, and then I went to an actual PT appointment on yesterday. And boy, did it hurt. And it's still sore. It was sore when I went to bed last night, and it's still sore. But a different kind of sore. I mean, it's the pain of the movement is still there, but this is like a sore, like you got a, I don't know, a tetanus shot or something in your arm. You know, one of those shots that hurt really, really bad. And, okay, hang on. I can't do two things at once. Okay, it's 9:04. I swear. 9:04 is the plus sign. But I'm going to say that it's about 5 to 10% better. And I say that because it still hurts to pull up my pants, but I can do it. Whereas before I was having to, you know, I would pull up on one side and have Max pull up on the other side. So that's a little bit better. Okay, you're making me angry. I hate changing out stuff. That's why I like my putty, but yeah, okay. But anyway, yeah, I do think it's a little bit better, and I think what really helped was what was the most painful, and that was her, you know, working on my shoulder. I mean, she would move it around. I mean, I had to really pay attention to not tense up my shoulder, you know, to let her do it. Because if I let her lift it up and stuff, it would go up better. But then she would, like, shake my arm or my, you know, trying to get my shoulder joint, like she was loosening it up. And so, yeah, I think that's why it's sore. Plus, she was massaging it some. And it hurt. No, I ain't gonna lie. It hurt. And it still hurts. But I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like a different kind of pain. Unless I use my arm incorrectly, like reaching for something or something like that, then that's just its normal pain. So this pain is like an ache. So I don't know. I mean, for the first time, I was like, okay, this might actually work. And before, I was totally poo-pooing the whole thing. You know, it's like, this isn't going to work. This is a bunch of hooey. You know, snake medicine, snake oil, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah, maybe. I have 2 more appointments, so we'll see. Of course, they'll let me know after 2 appointments if it's going to, After 4 appointments, they reevaluate and see if I need any more, and I'm sure I will. It's just, you know, I have to pay $132 because I have like a $6,000 deductible. So, yeah. So I don't know. You know, I don't know. But I do say, you know, it's like I feel like I need to apologize to them. They didn't know I said it, but I feel like I need to apologize and say, I'm so sorry. Because I was thinking there's no way. All right. Let's do 3078, which is the stars. 3078. Now, yeah, 3078. Oh, here it is right here. Duh. See, I don't have these in alphabetical order. These are my Diamond Art Club storage, by the way. These are not Elizabeth Ward, but they're that type. So, uh-oh. Get back in there. Let's see, this is the one that was just laying there earlier, so let me put it in there. Okay. Now, let's see, because I remember I used to hate using wax on. Okay, see, I am not used to this. Used to, you would get the wax dirty before you could use it on ABs, but this is not wanting to pick up at all. Ah, dang it. This is what gets me. I mean, it just really gets me because I hate spending this time diamond painting. So this will definitely be my part that I don't like about. It won't stop me from buying it. It wouldn't stop me from, I don't regret buying it now, and it won't stop me from buying a new one if they come out with one and they said they would, or they're planning on it. But I don't like that part. I wish I could use my putty. And see, now I've got brand new wax on here, and now, yay. There. Okay, I think I'm getting the hang of it. It's been a day or two since I've had to use wax, and especially wax with, come on, get in there, with ABs. Because that used to be my thing. I hated it. Hated it. And then I discovered putty, and I was like, oh, this is so much easier. And then I learned how to do it, you know. But yeah, with my putty, I would just barely touch the drills, just barely touch, and then lay them down perfect every time. But this here is different with the wax. And it's like, push hard, don't push hard. It's just this. And I bet after I get done with doing these ABs, oh man, my shoulder, not my shoulder blade, but my collarbone. That's also a little sore because she was pushing around in there too. Okay, now I'm getting most unhappy here, y'all. Wait, where was I? Here I was. So anyway, but yeah, I go back on June the 5th, and I have to be there at 9 a.m. I'm like, ugh. 9 a.m. I'm still drinking coffee, but guess I won't be. Guess I won't be. Oh, I think maybe I just told my members, but I got a new watch, Apple Watch, because my other one, after all these years, it quit carrying it was unable to keep a charge. So went ahead and bought a new one. And so it measures my sleep. And that is so cool. So I've had a couple of nights sleep with it on now, and it showed like last night I was awake 8 times, and I don't remember it. But apparently I was. And then I gotta look it up because I don't know. It said something about my core sleep was like 7 hours and something. First of all, I should let you know that altogether I got 10 hours, a little over 10 hours of sleep. Apparently that's something I need now. So yeah, but I had a little over about 7.5 hours, I guess. Of that was my core sleep, and I'm like, what is core sleep? I mean, I've always heard of REM, and then it tells me how much deep sleep. Like REM, I only had like 30-something minutes, and I'm like, aren't you supposed to have more than that? But then it also had me down for core sleep and deep sleep. Core sleep was the highest, and deep sleep wasn't very much, but the REM was not much at all. So only thing I can think of why I'm getting so much sleep is from taking gabapentin at night. It's the only thing I can think of, because I've never needed that much sleep. 8 hours, yes. I mean, I've never been one of those people who can get 5 hours and function. Well, yes, I can function. That's not true. I can function, but after a few days, I don't want to function. So I have to catch up on my sleep. So it's best for me and everybody else if I get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. But yeah, I'm almost out of gabapentin, and I don't think I'll be asking my doctor for a refill, just because I don't know that it really does anything, other than help me sleep. But that may be too much sleep. Here's something else I found out that I didn't with my other watch, was you can change your own goals and your exercises. So I did, and guess what? Now I'm meeting all my goals. So before it was like, stand for 12 hours. Who the hell stands for 12? No. So I changed that to an hour, and guess what? I meet my stand every day. And then it had like 3 hours of exercise. I'm like, get out of town. So I changed it to like 30 minutes. Still haven't closed that one up yet, but you get the idea. It's like, just change it. Duh. So anyway, all right, I'm going to call this quits for right now, because tomorrow I do want to do I got an unboxing. I got some Amazon unboxings that I want to do, that I want to show you. Some of them are diamond painting, and some they're all diamond painting related. Some are diamond painting kits, but anyway, that is tomorrow. We'll do that another day, and I'm sorry this one was short. I hope you forgive me for a short one this time. Last one was almost 2 hours. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you are doing well. If you're not, I hope this video, for a little bit anyway, kept you occupied, brought some enjoyment to your day. And yeah, so thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time. Alrighty, everyone. Bye. Ooh, sorry I knocked you. Bye-bye.